So while we're here, we're actually at Henry's car barn. We are going to pick up the Bentley Turbo R because the next video on the channel, you're going to be coming with us to Le Mans for the 24-hour race in 2022. So we're picking the Bentley up. Got to go and fix another problem with it, as always, and then pick up a couple of people and a van and a load of camping kit and a load more people and go and have a big party in a field in France and watch some cars go round and round in circles, which will be great. Well, we are now in the Bentley. So we are taking the car home. We're going to use it for a little car parade for the Jubilee because, well, best of British. And then we're going to load it up and we're going to go to Le Mans. So we're going to do lots of video on the way to Le Mans and we're going to show it all to you. What fun and partying and games and nonsense we get up to. So we have made our way up to Nottingham, to a little village called Colwick, where we've gone to see Rolls Yoda. So we're here to see Dwayne and Kyle Starman in their new premises in Nottingham. So Starman's Rolls-Royce and Bentley specialist has now moved a little bit further north, which is great for us because it's only sort of 20 minutes up the road rather than sort of 40 minutes down the road. So the thing I mentioned that needs fixing, it would appear we've lost the gas in the aircon. So believe it or not, it's been 6 months since we've had the car in and we've fixed all of the aircon and everything else, and probably 3 or 4 months since we last used it. And I probably didn't try the aircon last time we used it because it was quite cold and wet. We took it out the other day and it was nice and toasty and we had no aircon, and we're going to be 4 up in this car down to Le Mans, and it's due to be in the high 20s. There is no way I want to be with 4 blokes in a Bentley at 27, 28 degrees C without air conditioning, because that's going to be disgusting. So they've promised to have a look at it, even though it is the Jubilee bank holiday weekend. So a massive thank you to Dwayne and Kyle for sparing a bit of time to see if we can get this sorted before we leave, like literally in 2 days' time on our road trip to Le Mans. So let's go and say hello. Here we see the Rolls Yoda in his natural environment, multitasking with BT on the telephone, trying to sort out the lines for the new unit, which looks rather amazing, you have to admit. I'm busy trying to sort my aircon out. Lovely silver spur in, usual problem, issue with the fuel pump. I love looking under these cars, it's so agricultural yet so complicated. I thought you might quite like this. Those who've seen Greece, it's a hydromatic division of GMC. Not what you expect to see under a Rolls-Royce. This one, much like Art Silver Spirit, is sweating a bit of power, which, you know, just means there's still oil in it. And so with that, they've fixed it. So it just needed a bit more gas. We think there might be a minor leak, so they've put some of the UV fluid in. So we're going to bring it back in a couple of months' time, check everything over, see if it's leaking fluid, and check out 1 or 2 other things. I think it's probably due a proper service once we get back from Le Mans. So yeah, we're going to come up and see Starman's again. Right, next stop, load up stuff and people and get to France. Woohoo! So, as is always with the Bentley, we can pass everything but a fuel station. However, we're not in the fuel station for petrol this soon on the journey. So you'll notice that the boot and the bonnet are both open. The boot is open to find some mineral oil fluid, and the bonnet is open to fill up the mineral oil. However, we don't think this is going to fix the problem, because that on the floor would be LHM fluid. Which has dripped out while we've been sat here, along with the whole underside of the car being coated. So from this angle you can just about make out the puddle that's slowly forming under here. And if I'm here long enough you might see it drip. So something just around the rear axle has definitely let go. Great. And you can see just quite how low this is sat now. The suspension has gone down properly in the arches. So that's fun. It would appear that while we were driving along, when we hit a bump, the excess pressure in the system, which is shared between the suspension and the brakes, has burst a line, which meant not only did the back end of the car go down, like this, we now have a low riding Bentley, but also we have no brakes. So we've pulled over at a safe place to stop. So we are at Birstall Services and we're awaiting recovery. So Le Mans is going well. We've got all of about 8 miles so far. Excellent. However, Starmans have already been in touch, and hopefully if we can get it trailered to Nottingham, they might be able to fix the problem. If it's a simple line that can be remade and replaced, then we should be on our way. If not, the lovely folks at Henry's Car Barn are readying the Rolls Royce so we can jump from one SZ car straight into the other, hopefully, maybe, and still make the ferry for this evening. Fingers crossed. Right, I need to organise a wagon to move this bloody thing. Excellent. So, trusty Golf is here with Ruth driving to get all of our stuff out of the now low Bentley to head off to Henry's Car Barn once that's been recovered, to go off to see the Starmans. Best laid plans of mice and men, right? So this is where it gets a little bit weird, because we have a passenger that generally joins us for Le Mans, and now we've got to get her out of her very comfortable seat in the back of the Bentley and get her over there and put her in a Golf, probably in pieces. What are they going to think at this service station? Standard Le Mans, right? Just needed a hand to get her in, but we've done it. Result. And now what we're going to do is wait for the wagon. We have emptied it. You wouldn't know it, knowing how low it is at the back, but we've emptied the car into the tiny little Golf, and then we're just waiting for flatbed. Come on, RAC. Come on, when you're ready. So we are 3 hours into waiting for recovery. We've been told it's another 2.5 hours, so we have canned off the RAC. Our lovely friend Neil, who's moved the 944 for us a few times and moved the Fiat, he's going to come and collect the car, store it overnight and drop it off with Dwayne at Starmans, so he doesn't have to wait till late in the afternoon as well, which is great. So we have a plan. I'm going to shoot off and pick up the Rolls Royce. Somebody else in convoy to Le Mans is going to pick my brother up from here once the car is gone, and then we're going to meet at the ferry port later on. So plan is afoot, and we should still get there in a Rolls Royce, not a Bentley, but you know, same. So thanks but no thanks, RAC. They have said they will refund the cost of the private company, which is impressive. We'll see if that happens. If that is the case, then thank you very much. And thank you to Dwayne for hanging on. Hopefully you don't have to hang on, because it will come to you tomorrow. And we're off to Henry's Car Barn to get the rolls. So you join me in the Rolls Royce with Sabine. Ignore that. And we're here at Henry's Car Barn. So Karim has once again saved the day. The car is out. We've checked the fluids. We've checked the oil. Put a bit of oil in because she's a bit thirsty on the old oil, is this one. We've got basically no fuel. So the first job, having just filled up the Bentley, is to now go and fill the rolls. Ouch. Oh well, anyway, we're going to hit the road. So my lovely sister-in-law has driven me all the way down here, while Chris has stayed with the Bentley, which is, we've learnt, has just been picked up. So Neil's going to take that back to his yard, store it till the morning, and then it's going over to Starmans, and we're hopefully on our way to Portsmouth. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. What could possibly go wrong? No, don't say that. Touch wood. All will be okay. A nice wooden dashboard. Right, here it goes. Lovely. So I should probably explain what all of this is about. So every year, me and a group of friends called the Gulp Gang, we jump into silly cars and we drive down to the centre of France to watch the 24 hours of Le Mans. Now back in 2019, those who are familiar with the channel will know we bought this car for the lads trip, and so this is how the Rolls Royce came to be. But we thought this year, to celebrate the passing of my father, we would take his car, which he enjoyed taking to Le Mans, and me and my brother were going to travel down in that car. However, fate has decided that is not going to be the case. So Karim, Henry's car barn, as you've probably just seen, got the Rolls Royce out. He gave it a little once over. We topped up the oil and a few other fluids to make sure it's good to go, and so far so good. Loaded all the kit over into here, including the mannequin, which is something I feel I should probably explain as well. So when we took this car down in 2019, there was myself and my friend Tim, and we thought, well, it's a bit antisocial for someone to sit in the back, but really a Rolls Royce is all about somebody sitting in the back seats. So Tim came up with the solution of finding us somebody to go in the back seat. Now, we couldn't find a real person to fill that seat in the short notice before Le Mans in 2019. So Tim found a mannequin, which was odd because he was in the middle of going through a divorce, which brings up all sorts of questions. But anyways, she came with us. She became part of the Gulp Gang and has become a bit of a thing. So she's with us again today. So I don't know if the camera will move around, but you can see she's lost her hair. I don't know what happened to her hair and disappeared somewhere, but she's got a hat, so it's fine. And she's possibly the most rock and roll person you'll ever meet. She's been chauffeured to Le Mans in a Rolls Royce. She's been chauffeured part of the way to Le Mans in a Bentley and going again in the Rolls Royce. She's been on the stage at our festival that we run, Wicked Hatham Fest, with no less than The Feeling, and they all signed her arms, so I'll insert a picture of that here somewhere. So yeah, truly a rock and roll mannequin. So strange hands aside and mannequin aside, we are finally en route down to Le Mans. I've just stopped at Oxford Services because I needed a break, not the car. And then we're on to the ferry port, where hopefully we will regroup with everybody else, because currently I am travelling on my own. So my brother has managed to cadge a lift with one of the other Le Mans group who was travelling down a little bit behind the main convoy. So yeah, hopefully I will catch up with them. I've missed out on karting, which was going to be our activity in the afternoon before jumping on the evening ferry. So our ferry check-in is at 9 o'clock tonight. But as a result of that late ferry, it's given me some time to sort things out. Right, I am going to go and relieve myself, and I will catch up with you probably either en route down the M40 or when we gather up the rest of the Le Mans group down in Portsmouth. So, see you in a bit. So, after all of this morning's kerfuffle, we have made it to Portsmouth in the Rolly Rolls. So, luckily it's one of my cars works. So I've managed to find all the rest of my group with all their stickered up vehicles. So time for some food very quickly, and then we're on to the ferry. So, quick sit rep. We have made it to France. So far, the spend on fuel is £260. So, nice, cheap way to travel, right?